Heroes weekly update. Today I decided to do the update on Sunday instead of early Monday morning. We got some stuff I need to take care of Monday morning, so we will get this video going. Before we get going, guys, as you know, this is just what I'm doing in the markets and just sharing it. It's not financial advice. Make sure you make your own decisions and conclusions. Take this as education and a bit of fun. So let's get into it. Let me go into Bitcoin and look at the Bitcoin perpetuals from Binance. That's the one I like. So let's get into it and look at it. So let's look at the weekly chart. Okay, let's start with the weekly chart and look at what's going on there. Let me make this bigger for everybody. Okay, so what we've got here, and I did some analysis on the dead cross, which happened on the daily chart, and I predicted a 15% drop on Bitcoin, which gets us to about 53K zone. That is still in play, so the dead cross has happened, and as you see, since the dead cross, we've just been coming down. I expect that to still continue. My golden zone for Bitcoin is around the 48K, so 48K somewhere, 48K and 53K. That's my golden zone. This zone is where I expect Bitcoin to hit. And even if you just if we were to do just a drop from here to that zone, it's about 13% drop. So if it goes all the way to the other side, it's about 19%. It's quite a big drop. And if you go to the weekly chart, what you see here is, you can see we've tried to go up here, and emphasis on the volume, right? So if you look at the volume here, and then look at the volume we're forming this week, that is not good. That is not good. The volume is not there. And so, and if I just get this out of here, you can see here on this one, you can see that, MACD is giving us a caution sign. Last week we had open interest, which was down as price was trying to go up, which is a bearish sign. And currently we have, open interest rising, price is trying to go up, so which is a bullish sign. But when we step up to 12 hours, and I like the 12-hour chart, you can see that what we've done is we've gone up, right? So we've kind of gone all the way, boom, 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 and we don't have a lower high. Now you expect a lower high somewhere here. At the very least, the 800 moving average is a very good line. And if price falls back to somewhere here about 52K, and we get a very good bullish candle like we had here, that probably will be the end of the fall. So that's what I'm looking for. I definitely expect price to go below the 55K. This candle here, price will go below that. So that's what I'm looking for and expecting. So that's Bitcoin. I expect some more downside action. I mean, if you look at the 4-hour chart, we've got a stopping candle there, and kind of rallied back into the body of the candle. And if you go back to 15 minutes, you would see that we're being rejected quite strongly. So I expect the fall to continue going down. So expect that in the coming days. May not be tonight, may even happen tonight, or it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but at some point that plays out. So that's Bitcoin. And some of the coins that I'm keen on, let's look at TIER. So when you look at TIER on the 4-hour chart, right, what you can see here is that we've got this kind of red candle, but we've got a bullish candle forming here. So some divergence forming there, but open interest is still red, which is not good. So that is not good. If you look at 12 hours, 12 hours again, the setup on 12 hours, we've done 1, 2, 3 rises, and obviously we're pulling back. I do still expect us to get back into the 430s. So here is my golden zone on tier. That's my golden zone here. So I expect it to still continue coming down. If we look at it from a daily a daily chart perspective, yeah, it needs to come below this candle at the very least. So there's more downward action coming, and around the 440 area to about 416. Somewhere there would be a very great place to kind of pick some more tier for long positions. So that's what I'm expecting on tier. I expect some more downward action, but instead of shorting it all the way down, I'd rather come and put my long positions here. It's a safer trade because there's an 80-20 chance that, okay, price could just rocket off, right? There's a 20% chance. There's an 80% chance it comes to this zone here. And especially when you get into the final stages of these drops, for the long run to start, you don't really want to be taking too much risk, right? So even if you're going to open a short position, it should be a very small position really on your account. It should be really, really small, so that any adverse reaction, you can obviously react accordingly. I would say 1%, 2%, no more than that of your account. So that's TI. I expect some more downward action, but I've got some orders down here in the low 430, 425 zone. I will be picking some there. Okay, so that's tier for you there. Let's quickly look at another coin, Render. Excuse me, Rendier is another one that I'm looking at. And again, you can see that we're falling down here, we've bounced up, and we're coming back down. Right? I expect some more downward action on this. I expect this to come at the very least, into the middle of this week, which is about 374, 375. But the best case scenario would be price goes below it, slightly below it. And I'll probably say maybe somewhere around here, around the 320 mark. That would be perfect. That would be a perfect scenario for us to really sling off. So again, I've got some orders, sitting around the, 350, between 350 and obviously where we are now, 320 zone. And I expect price to continue to bounce strongly from that zone. So that's what I'm looking for on Render. Another one that I'm keen on is Injective. So, you look at the Injective weekly chart, and you can see that it's done kind of level 1 drop there. Yeah, potentially maybe a level 2 and then level 3, but I think there is more downward action here. Certainly when we go to 12 hours, you get a better feel of what it looks like. So, we've gone up slightly lower high, but this lower high was not low enough for me. And we've kind of gone up 3 levels, 1 level there, that level there, and then final level here. I expect this to continue pulling down. I think we come all the way down to about $13. I think $13, $14 here. We may go slightly below it, and maybe somewhere around like maybe somewhat $13 here, somewhere there. So between $13 and maybe and here, which is $14.11. That's a good great area that I would be looking to buy if price comes there. And I think 80% probability it does come there. So that's what I'm looking for on Injective. Those are the main coins really. Maybe I'll have a look at Pepe as well. Pepe is another one that I'll look at because some of my loved ones love to play around with Pepe. So Pepe here, as you can see here, what you've got is, again, we've come back here, we rallied back up. You can see we've rallied quite back up here. And now we've done kind of a retrace 1, a retrace 2. I expect another retrace down. And I think, here will be probably my zone. The 800 moving average on 12 hours probably is very good. So, somewhere around the 556, 5-6 area, 555 or 556 area is where I expect Pepe to fall to. And that would be a great place to pick up some Pepe for the long ride. Certainly, yeah, it would be a great place to pick some long positions on Pepe. So that's Pepe. Let's have a quick look at Say as well. So Say, again, very similar story. As you can see, Say is obviously done the move to the upside. It's now pulling back down. I expect it to continue pulling back down. I think Say, for me, I think Say hits 0.20 here, slightly below this body of the candle, or somewhere there. So between 20, I think 21 and and 20, maybe a push down to about 19, somewhere there. Yeah, that's the area of interest for me. I think it hits this zone, 80% probability, and then of course then we can sling up and go way higher, right? The reason why I say that, and if I just make this smaller, if we're looking at the levels and talking about the real drops, right? So I've already counted it here. So you got your one level drop there, all this here is one drop, and all this here into here. I mean, this, you could classify this a two drop, a third drop, but it's very close. This is what, 33, and this is 38. It's too close, right? So I think we need to, this third drop here should be sitting here, and this second drop should be sitting here, because this is too close to this. It's too close, and all that is 2. And you can see that your third level drop here is the final drop. I think this is the final drop. Huge volume coming to the market, yeah, and then you rally off, but you come back and test it, and you test this, but from a lower high type scenario, or sometimes you go lower than that. So this is why I'm looking for something around the 21 in down to the 19. That zone is a very attractive zone. I mean, if you body at 22, it's not too bad. Even if you get to 19, it's not bad. But that's what I'm expecting on Say as well. And then let's have a quick look at Solana, see what Solana is doing. So Solana as well, Solana has done really well. It's kind of, we've fallen all the way down to the 110, and then bounced strongly up to about 163, and now we're pulling back down. We have a dead crossing coming on 12 hours. On the daily chart, we've got a pullback ongoing. I think this pullback continues, and I think Solana, I would say the $100 mark is achievable on Solana. Between $100 and here, let's put it somewhere there, 113, 115. This zone, I think for me, gets hit on Solana. We see that before we start going up. So that's what I'm looking for on Solana as well. And I'll give one more last coin, one last coin, Ethereum, if I can find it. Ethereum, where's Ethereum? Let's pick IMEX, because IMEX is also quite interesting as well. So IMEX, this is our level 1 drop, this is our level 2 drop, and this is our level 3. So IMEX now, I think point 8, 0.9. If it hits 0.9, it will be good. It will be perfect. Anywhere between here, giving you a lower high type scenario. Or sometimes price can go below it. So you just have to, between a zone of 0.97 and I would say 0.85, 0.85 is where I would expect, let's move this to 0.85. Yeah, this zone is where I expect IMEX to fall. And once it hits there, I expect this to go bonkers from there. So that's IMEX for you as well. I think that's all I've got in terms of crypto. Maybe I look at some the Dixie. Let me quickly look at my Dixie and see what's happening on the Dixie. So Dixie, the Dixie, right? Let's look at 12 hours, see what's going on. So Dixie, we've done the moves here, done the move there, This huge volume selling coming to the market. We've come back and retested it on lower volume. We're coming back to retest again on lower volume as well. I think the Dixie will go slightly below here, so I do expect the Dixie to hit somewhere here, maybe 101.7, 101.7, and somewhere here, which would be 101.8. And then after that, I expect it to rally back into this 200 moving average. So there'll be a strong rally back up into the 103.5, maybe 103.3, 103.45 area is what I'll be expecting in the coming days. So maybe next week, maybe towards by the end of next week, I think we will be somewhere around the 102.9 on the Dixie. So that's the Dixie for you as well. I expect the Dixie to bounce if we go to 15 minutes. What we can see on 15 minutes is that final drop coming in, and as you can see, volume, the volume of selling is declining, and so if it hits that here, it will quickly bounce and go up. So that's what I'm looking for on the Dixie as well. That's all I've got for you guys. Have a beautiful week. God bless and trade safe, and give you some short videos during the week on where things are.